it up here a little bit. We're going to go on, throw on a different spinner and see what happens here. This one that I'm throwing is just way too big. So it's kind of worthless to keep throwing that one. It's way too big for here. So I'll tie on this other one, and that should do us. All right. So I checked on tickets. There's still a few available. I texted Mrs. SoCal. We're gonna order them tonight or this afternoon. She gets off work at 2, so she'll be home about 4ish. And once she gets home, we're gonna order tickets for Barrett. We I don't know if you guys remember or not, but Mrs. SoCal and I had a bet, 420 to 420. Whoever catches the most fish, not the biggest, not whatever, but the most numbers wise, between her and I, picks our next vacation. Well, I decided that might as well save the money and just go fish Barrett instead of doing a big old freaking massive trip. So when she gets home this afternoon, we'll sit down and figure out what date we want to go fish Barrett. All right, guys. So hopefully we'll be able to get the tickets. Here's what we're going to throw next: white spinnerbait with a white trailer, a white fluke paddle tail as a trailer. I can't really cast very well from where I'm sitting. Hey, Rod, welcome in. But we're trying for 3 different species today. So, and I'm sitting in the only shade on this whole freaking spot. So we threw out some cat bait earlier. Nothing wanted to play with the cat bait. So I'm going to switch over to bass for a minute. We'll check a bass off. And once we get the bass, we'll check off the bluegill. And then once we get the bluegill checked off, we'll go back to the bass. I'm in a really weird spot to cast right here. I'm under a tree, so it's hard to make a cast. But I am throwing a white spinnerbait, which tends to work pretty well here. Oh, we got weeds. I felt that little thump. I thought it was a little bass, but it's a bunch of weeds. Yeah, look at that whole salad. Got the whole damn salad bar. So, yeah, guys. So we fucked the dog, so to speak, and forgot to buy our tickets last night for Barrett. So I did just check, and there is some left. So when Mrs. Sogal gets home, she works till 2, and then it's about a 2-hour drive home for her. So when she gets home today, we're gonna go online and see if we can grab those tickets. All right, come on, bass. I need a little bass. I need to check off one species so that I can move on to the next. There we go. Nope, that's weeds again. All right, so I might have to move a little bit because I'm just dragging right through the weeds, which is where they should be. But with a spinnerbait, it just keeps collecting the weeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to. I'm sitting in the shade right here, which is really limiting me. But I'm sitting in the only spot that's not freaking 120,000 degrees right now. So we'll get a fish here, though. I know we'll get one here. It's just a matter of getting the right cast in front of the right fish. Where I'm at, I'm really limiting myself on angle, casting angle. So, but we'll get something here. If this doesn't work, I'll switch over to drop shot, and that'll work for sure.
Good morning.
How you doing? Did you just say it doesn't get hot here?
Well, does it get as hot as you?
It gets like 115, 118. So yeah, it gets bad.
From town? They'd all be in here.
Well, everybody's at work, and all the kids are at school.
Tired.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm here right now. That's why I'm here right now. It's yeah, I don't know. No, they stocked it one time when they first restored it,
Yeah.
and that's it. So everything now is just well, they're getting big, but they did a complete restoration on 2021. So if you walk the shoreline, you'll see a bunch of little like holes. There's a bunch of tilapia sitting in there. So actually, right in between these two bushes, you'll see a bunch of them. But yeah, there's quite a bit of fish in here for what they originally put in. It is nice to be able to walk to this from your house. Yeah, I live right up the street.
Are there any, like if you bought a motorhome up here to stay, and did your day at the spa place? Is there anyone in town that rents out spots?
Not that I know of. I know Deanza on the other side of the freeway there. They have some stuff. What I would recommend, I would highly recommend going to the deli and talk to Danny. Danny at the deli. Can't miss him. He's bald, big, long, black beard. Cannot miss him. No, if you just go in there and ask, depending on who's working, it's probably Wally working today at the front. Ask him where Danny's at, and he'll point Danny out. And Danny has all of that information.
How long have you been here?
Quite a few years. Yeah. Yeah, you too. Fucking terrorists. So, which piggy bank to rob? I would say the one that's gonna put itself back by itself. I think it's time to just get it over with and order. Yeah, I mean, unless, but see, you're looking at another boat as well too. So that's one of those choices. Like, do you rob the piggy bank to buy a bigger boat, or do you rob the piggy bank to buy a trolling motor? Personally, myself, um, I would be buying a bigger boat with a trolling motor for, not much more than you're going to pay for the trolling motor. No, Earl, I ended it for a minute. I had to double check on tickets for Barrett. I totally forgot to order them last night. It's a lake here in San Diego that is only open from May to September, and you have to actually buy tickets to get in. And they only sell, they're only open Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday during the months that they are open. And my volume off? No, my. Okay. I saw you. But yeah, Barrett's only open 3 days a week, a few months out of the year, and they only allow so many people in per day. And the only way to get in is buy tickets through Ticketmaster. Tickets went on sale last night for June, and I screwed the dog and forgot to order them. So I had to um, A, double check that they're still available, and B, tell Mrs. SoCal that she needs to look at the calendar and figure out which day she wants to go. I had a reminder set to order them last night, but I totally forgot. All right, I'm getting a little. I need to scoot over a little bit to where I can actually make a decent cast. I'm trying to get out of the freaking ants. All right. There we go. Now I can cast a little better from where I'm at. If I don't get anything in the next few casts on this spinner, we're gonna switch over to drop shot. Come on, dang it. These weeds are crushing my soul. All right. Gotta drive me out of work. Right on, right on. Be safe, have fun. Oh, that went about 8 million miles high and 6 feet in front of me. Jackie, welcome in. God, I moved over 3 feet. I'm getting attacked by ants. Absolutely annihilated by the ants. They're not biting me, but I still don't like them crawling all over me. All right, come on, bass. Don't make me have to switch over to drop shot. I mean, I know drop shot will crush them, but come on. We're hoping for a spinnerbait bass. They've been hammering the spinnerbait lately, but it seems like they're camera shy all of a sudden. Come on. Hey, dog tags. I didn't actually, dog tags, can you reset that to bass, cat, and bluegill? Because we're trying to catch all three today. It's good to see you, by the way. All right. One more cast with the spinner here, and then we're going to drop shot. So we can check the bass off the list and then move on to different species. I'm gonna actually stand up and make a cast. All right, that was halfway across the freaking pond. All right. Southeast Georgia swamplands, right on. Welcome in. Oh, that was weeds. So far, our day's going slow. We're about to switch over to drop shot here in a minute. We're not chasing bait, which is odd. The spinner usually crushes it here, especially this white color. We'll give it one more cast. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's see what happens here. I think we're already in the weeds. Feels like it. Oh, I'll get one. I know for a fact I'll get one. It's just a matter of why are they not chasing the spinnerbait today? All right, last spinnerbait cast. Last spinnerbait cast, and then we're going to switch to drop shot. Oh yeah, I've got a catfish recipe that includes a lot of garlic. All right, so they're not wanting to bite the spinner, so we're going to swap it up to drop shot. Let's see what happens there. It's kind of killing my soul here. Usually the spinner does really well. So it's gone. All right. So drop shot hook, drop shot weight. We get this all tied up, and we'll be going. You give up? What do you mean? Is it not letting you reset? It should. Rod with the win. All right. Our target today is bass, bluegill, and catfish. And there may be a possibility that we go for a bonus of a tilapia. Yeah, spinner usually works really well here. I don't know why it's not right now. It might just be time of day. There's a lot of sun on the water right now. But we'll tie in a drop shot. I'm tying the drop shot weight on right now. So once we get that tied on, we'll throw a drop shot worm out there. And that should do us pretty well. All right. Weight is tied. I only brought a few drop shot worms to pick from. Hey, Northern, welcome in. The bite is actually dead at the moment. All right, here we go. Let's go with, let's see, which worm do I want to throw? We'll try this. It's like a brown orange. We'll throw that first on the drop shot and see what happens with that. And if that one doesn't do it, I didn't bring my other colors that I have been doing really well with over here. I believe. Oh, no, I did. Okay, I do have those. Dang it. All right. Drop shot going out, guys. Here goes. All right. Drop shot in the water. We're going to fish this thing super slow because that's how it works. So Will's here, Reel's here. I know Rod was here. He's taking me out of work. Dog Tags is here. It's actually good to see you, Dog Tags. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing good, bud. I did see Dog Tags catch a shark the other night. Cool little guy. Man, I really hope we get tickets to Barrett tonight. Barrett is going to be, you guys, that's going to be a hell of a live stream. That's going to be nonstop fish action. Because Barrett is only open on such a very limited basis, that's one of those lakes where you go out there and you'll catch, if you don't catch 50 bass that day, then you need to just give up bass fishing. They don't allow any private watercraft on the lake. About to take a nap. Right on, Dog Tags. Enjoy. They don't allow private watercraft. You have to buy tickets through Ticketmaster. And what your ticket includes is entry to the lake, parking spot, and a rental boat. Your rental boat is basically just, if y'all have ever seen Rod when he's fishing, your rental boat is a bare bones minimum stripped down version of what Rod fishes off of. Hand tiller motor, and that's it. You get a motor and a freaking concrete filled milk jug as your anchor. There's no electronics, there's no trolling motor, there's no nothing. Hey, Lestanya, welcome in. Hammy's here. Hammy, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Let's see. Right, oops. I got the it's a bare bones little, it floats and it has a motor on it. That's about all it is. It's a little 16-foot aluminum John boat. That's all it is. But that's the only watercraft, other than the kayak or a float tube. You can buy tickets and use a float tube or a kayak, and that's it. That's all that's permitted on that lake. Want to smoke, but you got a bad cold? Oh, that sucks. Smaller hits. So, Dave, the tickets are, I cannot confirm the exact price this year. It says anywhere from 100 to 145 bucks for the ticket. I'm estimating it's probably higher, closer to the 145 bucks this year. However, like I said, all that gets you is basically access to the lake and a parking spot in your boat. But they do charge you a lake fee of $45 a person. So it's going to be a $300 day, no matter what. But we'll catch between. I'll probably catch closer to 100 fish. Mrs. SoCal will probably catch 60, 70. And I only say that because she's not as experienced at bass fishing. So, I mean, not like you need to be experienced there. You can throw a freaking Cheeto on a hook out there and pretty much catch a bass. I've caught bass out of there on stuff that'd been rolling around the bottom of my tackle box for years. Like a fluorescent banana yellow Senko with red and green flake in it. Seemed like every time that thing hit the water, I was catching a fish with it. Yeah, I remember. Yep, Real remembers. That used to be a lotto system. It was like drawing a freaking an elk tag. You had to put in for the lotto and hope you got in. Now it's through Ticketmaster. That lotto was crazy. There's people that put in for years and didn't get to fish that lake. When they still had the lotto, I put in for it like 4 times. I never got to fish there. It wasn't until they actually did the Ticketmaster access that I was able to get in and fish there. Well, legally. But we won't talk about the times that I fished there without a ticket. You can actually duck hunt that lake now too. And that's, again, you got to buy tickets through Ticketmaster, and you know they only allow so many people on the lake per day. I think it's 25 rental boats per day, and your ticket to get in gives you 2 parking spots and 4 people. And what a lot of guys will do is they'll buy the ticket and then they'll sell what they call the kayak tickets. So what they're doing basically is some of these guys are douchebags about it. They'll sell you one of their 4 seats for $50. So if, you and a buddy want to go kayak that lake, they'll charge you $100 for um, two entries, which basically gives them, well, up until the price change, basically gave those guys their day for free. So last time I went there, it was $100. 95% of the state launches are free there. 99% of the boat launches here charge you a minimum of $12. The only ones, now this is what doesn't make sense to me, guys. So the lakes, all the freshwater lakes, the boat ramps are open from sunset or sunrise to sunset. Okay. Some of them are like a half hour before sunrise. And some are like, basically sunrise to sunset. They all charge you to launch in the fresh water. Now the salt water, and you got to figure the average bass boat's what, 20 feet? You're not launching a big old freaking huge pilot house boat on the lakes. So those all charge you a minimum of $12. However, the saltwater launch ramps are 24/7 and they're free, which to me is ridiculous because the saltwater boats are, usually 3 to 5 times the size of the freshwater boats, a lot heavier, doing a lot more damage to the ramps, but they're free. And they're way more well maintained. It's absolutely insane. Why can I take the biggest boat that I can fit on a trailer and launch that for free, but I can't launch my little 18-foot bass boat for free unless I go into the saltwater? It doesn't make sense. And then you're going to actually, on top of the boat launch fee, you're going to charge me a day use fee to be able to fish that lake. And a lot of them also charge a freaking fee to leave your truck in the parking lot. And it's not like you have an option of parking like outside of their parking lot, because a lot of the lakes have roads that are a couple miles long that only access that lake, and there's no shoulder, no parking, none of that. So you can't even park your truck and walk back into the lake. It's absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. No, what it is no, we don't have walleye here. We're bass fishing. Um, what it is greed. It's a greedy ass county that wants all the money they can get from, everything they can get. We're gonna switch this worm to a different color. We're gonna go with one that I know works really well here. Because for some reason, these bass just do not seem to want to come out and play today. So we'll go with, where'd that other one go that I just had? You know what? Let's try, where'd my other holographic one go? I only bring a couple with me. We'll try this one first. We'll try this big old fat guy first. And then we'll go to the hologram. It's the holographic morning dawn that usually does pretty well here. But we'll throw this big old fat one on here first. Let's see what happens. All right. My drop shot leader might be a little long too. Who knows? There we go. Worms always work. You can dump anything there past 10 miles. Yeah. Out here, I think it's like 25 to even dump, like, if you got a boat with freaking a shitter on it. I think it's a 25-mile zone to where you can empty, like, the black water tank on your boat. You can still get railed for throwing off like trash and all that, but hey, fun fishing. Welcome in. I don't know what the heck happened to these fish today. They're just not wanting to come out and play. It might be too hot. Who knows? I mean, it is freaking 11:30 in the morning, so yeah, it is. That's exactly what it might be. But who knows? And there's some clouds to the east of us, but they're also blowing. Which way are they going? They're blowing to the southwest. You can throw out tires past it. Wow, that's fucking crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Now, here's the funny thing: if you want to spread someone's ashes out here, you have to be at least 3 miles off. Whereas I know a lot of places you can go to like the end of a pier and dump somebody's ashes. I cannot believe how slow the bass fishing is here. Yeah, it's amazing the shit that different spots you can do different things. What I think is weird is like how different states have different laws on the same topic, gun laws, right? I could go to Texas and I could walk around with anything I want, anywhere I want, with the exception of a few, post office, courthouses, things like that. But California, man, I can barely even fucking take my gun to the shooting range legally. Okay, this is getting stupid. I'm 0 for 2 on the species so far. We may switch it up to a little bluegill bait here in a minute. which I do have some little crappy man panfish baits that I do want to try. So. All right. I'm wondering if maybe my leader's too long on my drop shot right now, because I do have a longer leader. I don't want my worm. Freaking worm just flew off. Oh well. That gives me a perfect opportunity to shorten my leader up a hair anyway. And throw on a different guys, I'm missing a lot of chat because I got such a glare on my phone. I'm gonna cut my leader in about half over here. Go from about a 25 to almost 30-inch leader to like a foot. Let's see what that does. All right. Got the weight tight on. I'm going to grab me this other worm that I know works pretty well. It's a little morning dawn kind of a color. It's got like the purple chartreuse and blue with a chartreuse tail. And now the wind's kicking up, so that spinner would be perfect. All right, let's get this thing out here, see what happens. I shortened the leader way up too. All right, that should get us a fish. Hey, Charity, welcome in. All right, guys. I need to. Is this as far as this tripod goes? Oh, there we go. Earl, you out of here, man? Right on. Appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good rest of your day. All right, come on, fish. Hey, PA. We have not caught shit yet. It's been a weird day. The spinner didn't catch them. The drop shot hasn't catching them yet. That's all I've thrown for bass so far is a spinner and a drop shot. But we'll get them. We'll get one. We got to throw out a crankbait. I'll throw a crankbait. Crankbait's really hard to fish here because the whole bottom of this lake is a weed. So you get hung up quite a bit in the weeds with the crank. But we'll get something here. I just shortened my leader up too, so I'm fishing that drop shot a lot closer to the bottom. There's no crayfish in here, believe it or not. I'm kind of half tempted to go to the hatchery and find a bunch of pregnant or ones with eggs on them and dump them in here. Come on, bass. I cannot get skunked here today. Oh, that hurt. Monster drink down the wrong freaking pipe. You can't breathe in a monster drink. There's no oxygen in them for you. All right, come on. Definitely dragging the outside edge of the weed line right there. The other day, I was just sitting here, basically dead stick in the drop shot, and it was getting crushed. Maybe we'll try that. All right, that was a pretty good cast too. So there's not really any structure or any of that on this. I may be one of the last people that drinks them. Hey, shameless plug. Sugar-free Monster, 0 sugar. They're actually better than the actual OG green ones. I need to stop drinking these goddamn things. I don't have any of that with me. I have limited stuff over here. You've never had one? They're they're definitely an acquired taste. I would recommend if you're gonna actually like drink one and you don't actually drink them on a regular basis, go for the 0 sugar one. It's the one with the green top. The regular monsters just have like the regular, silver soda can top. The one with the green top, obviously says 0 sugar on it. Those actually have a better flavor than the regular OG monster, in my opinion. They've started coming out with some other they smell like Flintstones vitamins. You like the white one? I'm not as much of a fan as the white as I am the green 0 sugar. Since I switched to the 0 sugar ones, I do not like the regular. Now, if I'm going to drink anything different, I will drink the. It's called like Strawberry Dreams or something. It's a pink can. Um, those ones are actually pretty good, but those are again like that's like a once in a while. Come on, fishes, where the hell are you? I you know, I don't even see the bluegill cruising the shoreline right now, and they're usually all over the shoreline. So, guys, next week, Mrs. SoCal switches to night shift. Yeah, that strawberry one's good. That's the one Mrs. SoCal prefers when she drinks one. She'll be drinking a lot more of those pretty soon here. She's like I was just starting to say, she is switching over to night shift here. Um, I think next week or the week. I think it's next week. Um, so I'll be probably doing some more early morning fishing at the home lake, just because I'm a loud motherfucker when I'm at home. Like the quieter I try to be at home, the louder I am. Like I'll try to, make breakfast and I'll fucking drop every pot and pan in the kitchen looking for a cup. Um, so I'll probably be doing a lot more early morning fishing since she'll be getting home from work at like 7 a.m. and, trying to be in bed by 9. So, um, a lot more early fishing, and I'll probably do some later in the evening fishing as well because she'll be going into work at 5. So, the cream worms, Never seen them. Oh wait, are they like the Berkeley ones you're talking about in the little glass jar? Because I have used those and they work pretty damn good, believe it or not. They work really good for trout. You know, normally here I see bass like chasing bluegill right up to the shoreline here, but I'm not even seeing bluegill here today. This is strange. You posted some of them on our channel. They're made by Cream. Okay, I'll have to check those out. Oh, there we go. I just got whacked. I missed it. He'll probably come back for it though. Bass can't resist. I'll have to check those out. Definitely have to check those out. I just got hit right here and I totally missed the bite because I was not paying attention. But that tells me they're out there. All right, come on. Come on, fishy. We need you. I even brought my scale down here with me today. All right. I'm going to cast this a little different angle. Oh, yeah, he definitely whacked it. Look at how twisted up that worm is. So, we know they're out there. And now I kind of have an idea about where they're sitting. So, we'll see what happens now. It's raining there today. It's freaking sunny and hot here today. We got some clouds off to the east, but not enough to do anything. I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to fish this drop shot really slow. Really slow. In fact, I'm not even going to use my reel to bring it in. I'm just going to twitch it, take up the slack. Now I'm out past that weed line. .92 with 80% humidity. That, man, I don't know how you live with that humidity like that. That's just brutal. I think our humidity today is like 15 or 18%. Hey, Yana. Survival. Good to see you guys. Haven't seen you in a while, Yana. How you been? There's some gold bond on the sack. I believe it. I don't do well with the humidity. I mean, real, going from San Diego to Texas, that had to be like full on shock to your system with the humidity. I know when I was on the East Coast, and I was only there for a couple of weeks. That shit sucked. I was there in August. Went from the Carolinas all the way up to Maine. And that humidity just fucking killed me. I think Jersey was probably the worst in every way, shape, and form. We're not just talking weather, we're talking about Jersey. I lived in Vegas for, well, like 2 years, from 07 to 09. And when I moved back home, the humidity from when I moved back from Vegas to San Diego, man, just that little bit of difference in the humidity fucking sucked. It took me like 4 months to get used to being back home. Getting busy with folks wasn't worse to mention on the worst enemy. Yeah, I'll tell you what, yeah, no, and you probably agree with me. It's harder to raise your parents than it is to raise kids, especially when they got shit going on like that. We had my mother-in-law and my dad for quite a while at our place, and my God, man, my wife and I almost got divorced over it. Well, not really, but yeah, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. And it's funny because my mother-in-law, the reason we had her is because she lived in Tombstone, Arizona for quite a long time, like 20 some odd years. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful house in Tombstone. Um, Big giant Victorian style house. Absolutely gorgeous. But she let it go to shit to the point where she had moved her bedroom from in the house to outside in like a stick built, most people would call it like an outbuilding or whatever. It was, basically just a big ass glorified shed because she'd let the house fall into such fucking shitty condition. But she ended up having a massive stroke, and the doctors were like, nope, she cannot live on her own now. She's going to need, constant care. So originally, this was like her third or fourth stroke that she'd had. So my wife had been driving out after the other strokes, um, every weekend to go, basically take care of the house, clean the house, pay the bills, do the grocery shopping, all of that. My wife was 100% supporting her mom from a different state. After the last stroke, um, my sister-in-law drove out from Texas, um, and took the mother-in-law for a little while. She picked her up Christmas week, and by February, she was calling us saying that if somebody doesn't come pick her up, she's going to kill herself. And then that was the sister-in-law that was saying that. If somebody doesn't come pick up my mother-in-law, the sister-in-law was going to freaking put a freaking bullet in her own brain. So April 1st, my wife drove all the way the fuck from San Diego to Lockhart, Texas, which is a little bit outside of Austin. Picked up the mother-in-law, brought her back, and we had her for a few years. The funny thing was she was supposed to be doing, a bunch of like physical therapy and all that for her, for the strokes and all that. And she didn't. She refused to do it. So her left arm was basically freaking, you know, like a lobster claw, totally crippled. She couldn't use it. She could barely walk, she could barely lift her left foot. And the whole time that we had her, she didn't do anything to help improve her own situation. So when we got rid of our old house and we're looking to buy a new place, we were looking for somewhere that was completely flat. Oh, I'm getting tapped. We were looking for a place that was completely flat where she could actually at least get outside and walk around. And that's why we bought way out here. She wouldn't get out and walk. She wouldn't do any of this shit. She went and bought like, specialized walkers and, just all this shit to help her get out and walk around, and she wouldn't do it. She ended up buying like an electric, like adult size freaking tricycle. Thing was actually kind of cool for what it was. She never once even fucking tried to use that to get around. So, once we made the decision that, well, we made her think it was her decision, but once she decided that, she wanted to live on her own again, she went and bought another little spot in Arizona. She moved out there and she was forced to be independent. Funny thing is, she's only been out there since September. She now has like 70% use of her left hand, and she's able to walk to like the little store down the street from her. So it just goes to show that, like, um, you know, actually doing what your doctors are recommending for your therapy, your physical therapy part of stuff, works. Once she was forced to do that, then, you know, she actually improved quite a bit. Your dad was poisoned by Agent Orange. Okay, so my uncle, um, my dad's sister's husband, um, went through the same shit, and he is currently dealing with the long-term effects of the Agent Orange. Severe dementia, massive health problems, um, to the point where my aunt and uncle had to sell their house here in San Diego and move to Nevada, with their son, so that they could actually take care of my uncle. And I'll tell you what, man, watching the progression of what that shit has done to him. I actually have two uncles that went through that shit from Vietnam, and watching the progression of how quick, once it takes hold, how quick it just completely fucks you up is sad, man. My my uncle on my dad's side, his sister's husband, um, that guy was, when he got back from Vietnam, he was gung ho about fucking everything he did. If he was going to do something, he was going to do it hardcore, you know. He was big into, he's the one that got me into saltwater fishing. And he would absolutely just go out there and, give everything he had to tuna fishing. And as it got to the point where he couldn't do that anymore, the progression just got so much worse. Hey, G Dad, welcome in. Good to see you. And now it's at the point where, like, he was brewing his own beers, and the dude was brewing some really, really freaking great beers too. He had that craft down to a science. Now he can't even open a beer bottle. And another uncle of mine, same thing. Vietnam, Agent Orange. He ended up with really bad cancer, all because of that. I mean, I don't think the Camel non-filters that he smoked like 4 packs a day of helped, but Yeah, man, that Agent Orange shit was no joke. It did a lot of damage to a lot of people that they didn't see for years. All right, come on, fishes. I've got a couple little nibbles here on this drop shot, but we'll see what happens here. I've kind of found where they're hanging out. They made that in New Zealand? Oh no shit. See, when it comes to like war and history and stuff, um, I've done a lot of, I'm little known fact about good old SoCal here. I have a fascination with wars, but most of it is World War One and the Pacific theater of World War Two. I haven't really dug too far into Vietnam. Um, but World War One, the Pacific theater of World War Two, and all of the Middle East shit. Which is funny why when people tell me like, oh, free Palestine and all that bullshit, it's like, well, you know what? That's been going on over there for thousands of years. Nothing is going to change. You're not all of a sudden one day just going to have, you know, the Middle East change. It's in their culture. It's in their blood. They've been at war with each other for millions of years. Hey, Jose, welcome in. Well, not millions, but thousands. All right, come on, fish. I've got hit twice. I need to get a freaking. We've been on this live so we've been here about 2 hours, guys, and not a single fish. This guy over here on the opposite bank is throwing. It looks like a spinner. I've seen him catch one. I agree. I agree. 100% real. I agree. I think, and I don't want to get too deep into it, because it gets political at that point. But I think with the current situation we're dealing with right now, um, a lot of people that are speaking against what's happening right now, Iran, obviously, um, don't understand the history. And I think if they did, a lot more people would be like, you know what, just bomb the fuck out of them. Send special forces and sniper teams over there, take out everybody in the leadership, and start the fuck over. Iran in the 60s and 70s was one of the, what's the best way to put it? They were one of the best countries in the Middle East. And I don't mean that as like knocking the other countries. I mean that they were doing good. They were, I guess the best way to say it would be like modern. You know, they had their oil money, but they were a country that was on the rise, and their people had a great quality of life, figuratively for what the area around them was, but they were an up and coming and fast developing country. And then all of a sudden, certain leadership came in and they went to shit. For the last, 50 years, they've been going downhill. You're brought up in an army camp, love all things military equipment, collected the guns of Vietnam. Oh, really? That would be an awesome collection to have. I am trying to get my collection of vintage, firearms going. Right now, the only one I have is the Arisaka, which was the Japanese, rifle. They had a couple different models of it. I have the Model 99, which shoots a 7.7 by 59 round. I mean, that thing's a fucking beast. I honestly think that is the reason that Japan lost the freaking ground war, because of that goddamn rifle. It's got a steel buttstock on it, no optics. I mean, it's got iron sights, but no way to actually put any other optics on it. And that thing has, I have a 30-06, a 308, and a 300 Win Mag, and I would say that Japanese rifle is almost as shitty on your shoulder as the 300 Win Mag. Now the 300 Win Mag, that'll, if you don't have that thing shouldered tight, it'll dislocate your shoulder. But that 7.7 by 59, that thing is a fucking monster. It was way too much recoil with a steel butt pad for the Japanese soldiers to actually be able to want to shoot it. My wife has shot that rifle. She's put one round through that rifle and says that she will never pick that thing up again. Now, iron sights, that thing is accurate as a son of a bitch. But it's also brutal to shoot. A good skilled marksman can shoot, 2-inch groups with that thing at 300 yards. Yeah, it's insane for that. I'll have to do a little video of that thing. Actually, no, I have. I've done a video. If you go back into some of my shorts, there's video of me shooting that thing. Iron sight. I was hitting 4 out of 5 at 120 yards. Oh, that'd be awesome to find. Damn, that'd be an awesome find, Yeah, you guys, that Japanese rifle, man. My God. Mrs. SoCal shot that thing one time. We were actually in an indoor range when she shot that thing. She put one round down range, and that was it. She gave up. That thing actually ended her day for rifle shooting because it was so freaking just, the recoil on the thing was insane. It actually bruised the shit out of her shoulder. But I'll tell you what, I've definitely thought about, and I will this year. Um, I got a rifle tag this year for deer season, and I'm going to absolutely try to take a deer with that thing. I mean, my 30-06 is going to be my main deer rifle, just because, you know, it's got optics on it, and it's accurate as a son of a bitch at 800 yards. You know, the 300 Win Mag is just like, you know, that's a little big for the deer we have out here. You know, that'll blow the freaking shoulder apart. But I do want to take a deer with that Japanese rifle. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's awesome. The old photos. I'd love to have some old, actual, like, original photos from those eras. But yeah, I'll definitely be trying to take a deer with that Japanese rifle this year. I'm hoping. California is stupid with our deer tags. We only get 2. Um, so we have in San Diego the D16 rifle tag. It's the zone basically. Is a buck only tag for rifle. You can get the G13, which is an antlerless deer tag, so you can shoot a doe. But the G13 is a draw tag. So what I do is I put in for my G13 as my first choice, or my G13 for my first choice. It's an antlerless tag. 'Cause I don't care about antlers. I care about the meat. But I'm not going to get that because I don't have enough points on my tags yet. So I'll end up with my regular rifle tag, and that'll give me a point for, you know, next year. To eventually I'll be able to draw that G13. But archery, we have an over-the-counter tag, which is an either sex tag. So I can shoot a buck or a doe on that tag. And that season is our longest season. It goes from the first weekend of September up until like a week before rifle season opens, which is late October. Late October. And then there's like a 2-week split. And then that tag picks back up all the way to New Year's Eve. So I get an extra basically month of hunting because of that tag. So I'll be hunting the archery all the way up until the rifle season. Then I'll be hunting rifle. And then once rifle's over, I'll be back to the archery tag. But I'd really like to get a deer with that freaking Japanese rifle. And I'm going to hunt a couple different spots this year. So that Japanese rifle, I'm only going to hunt that in spots where I know I'm going to have 100 yard or less shot. Oh, nice. That's awesome that you got that into the museum. So what are your gun laws like out there then? I mean, I know our gun laws here in California are absolute dog shit. Hey, Mandy with the freaking channel subscription. Appreciate you. Welcome into the channel, by the way. What's going on, man? I thought that was you over there. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. How you doing? You got my
Shitty.
you going?
Right?
You been outside or what?
Always, man.
Yeah, I got a monster view the other day.
Yeah, here?
Yeah, right here, right.
Oh, nice. You get them on that spinner?
No, I got him. Yesterday I got 7 off of this spinner, like in an hour.
Oh, nice.
But I got off of I remember, I think it was live bait maybe. But watch.
Live bait? Oh, where'd you go down to, like, East County to get?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna buy live bait, go to the hatchery in Alpine.
Okay.
They're like half the price.
Really?
Yeah, because they're the ones that sell it to East County and Anglers Arsenal and all them.
Okay. Where's Angler Arsenal?
Or not Anglers Arsenal, Anglers Edge. It's the other one over there in Lakeside by what is it on
Lakeside. By...
over there behind what's that main road, the Woodside or whatever that goes through there?
Yeah.
They're right there by the Taco Bell and the sombreros and all that shit right there.
Yeah.
They're right over there. They're next door to I think it's Inkers.
Okay. I see. Yep.
Yeah. But all the live bait in the shops here comes from the freaking hatchery in Alpine. Oh, nice.
Big, huh?
Nice big bass right here.
Yeah.
They're not biting shit here today for me. I saw you got one over there earlier.
One off of that little, one of those baits that went through your thumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got one off.
Okay, off the crankbait. Okay. Yeah.
That was kind of weird. It's not really like the spinnerbait. Like you have more control, bro. You know.
Yeah.
And yesterday, like over there, like that little pole.
Hey, Jackson with the gold coin. Appreciate you. We haven't caught shit yet.
You can hear like.
Oh, can somebody clear that catch count
You can hear like the fucking bass
in the toolies.
Yeah, you can hear them, and when the frogs come out, right?
Yep.
So then I was throwing my spinnerbait like all around there, like I was like hella control, boom, boom, boom. I threw them around this toolie, boom, I caught one. I was like,
Nice.
Man, it was nice size. And then they'll go and then I tried again on this side, and then on the same side, boom, I caught them again.
Oh, nice.
So I mean,
nice.
They're here just like in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's been weird lately. I went down to I'm live, so I'm not going to say the name of the lake, but the lake right down the road, the big one, they're closed.
Really?
Yeah, I drove down there yesterday, drove all the way the hell down there, pull up to the gate, and gates are locked right at the front.
Wow.
And there's a sign that says freaking closed for treatment. So I called them today, and I talked to what's her name, Morgan.
Yeah.
She actually lives here in town, and they're saying that they're closed because of the Asian bark beetle in the trees and around the campground and all around. So they'll be closed until fucking Friday. Right on, man. All right, let's see. No pistol carbine kits allowed, and pistols allowed. Must attend a club once a month. That sucks. What about like hunting rifles and shotguns and shit? Oh, Jackson, I think you gotta I think it's reset catches. I thought Rod did that, or no, Rod changed the target earlier. The target species. Yeah, I think it's dot reset hyphen catches. Braxton, full auto bait cast reel. Right? That might work. I don't know if you got to type out the full reset or not. Rod's the one that set up my Nightbot for me. So there we go. Oh, nope. I missed him. I had one and I missed him. I waited too long to try to set the hook on him. He'll come back. He'll come back for it. There we go. I think that might work. Man, where did we go? We only got 3 people hanging all of a sudden. Ah, there we go. Today's catches have been cleared. All right, Nightbot. We haven't caught shit yet. So, guy that I was just talking to Fernando. He got one on a crankbait earlier, he said. I'd like to go fish the other side of the pond, but I don't get cell service over there. I'd have to drag Starlink down here with me, and that's a pain in the ass. At the home lake, yeah, apparently it's not like Cindy's. I mean, everybody that Rod set up is very similar. Some of the commands are a little different, but yeah, Starlink at the home lake isn't bad because I can it's only like 50 feet that I got to walk to carry it all out there. Here, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But we're gonna get a bass here. We'll get one in the next few minutes. I feel it. I feel it. I feel them coming. I know where they're hanging out, I think. Or like what depth. So whoops, that was a little short, but we'll see. Yeah, Rod's done some great shit for a lot of people with Nightbot. He's developing his own Nightbot, the Rod Bot. And so far, he's been doing a bunch of beta testing with it while he's live. And I really like the way he's got his set up, and it works so much better than Nightbot. You could actually, he's got Nightbot set up to where you can look up like state records, but the state records on Nightbot only show up for Montana. He's got Rodbot set up so that you can go into a Rodbot while he's live and type in like state record bass in pick a state, and it'll pull up that state's record, which I thought was pretty cool the way he's got that going. And instead of it showing as Nightbot, if you type in like weather or whatever, it doesn't show up as Nightbot. It actually shows up. It looks like Rod is responding instead of the actual bot. It shows up as he was responding, which I think is another really cool feature. Especially like people that are new to your channel. It looks to them like the actual channel host is the one responding and not a freaking AI bot, which adds like that little personal touch. I kind of like that. Man, these ants are creeping in on me. I gotta scoot back a little bit. Yeah, it's really cool the way he's done that. All right, come on, bass. Where are you? Yeah, the location too. Yeah, the location, all of that. His system was way better than Nightbot. I will say that for sure. Man, these ants are killing me over here on the shoreline. But I'm in like the only shaded spot right here. All right. I just dropped that on this side of the weeds. So let's see what happens on this side of the weed line. I don't think anything so far. All right. Recast and different. Yeah, look at all the weeds on the weight. Recast in a little bit different direction. See what happens. All right. There we go. Hey, Rylan. Welcome in. Come on, fishes, you little bastards. You crazy little bastards, where are you? I'm just going to fish this drop shot super slow and see what happens here. Seems like the fish really aren't chasing too much. Fernando's been over here fishing longer than I have, and he's only got one. So that tells me that they're really not on the chew today. We might try again later this afternoon. But we'll stay here for a little bit. At least till my battery starts draining on the phone. And once the battery's done, there's not much I can do. I didn't bring my chargers with me. Oh, that sucks. All right, he just apparently hooked one over there and lost it. Oh, shit, where did everybody go? Shows we only got one person hanging out all of a sudden. Oh, well. That's YouTube for you lately. They're not pushing with the content. All right. I know I've got hit more out to my left than I have straight out into my right. So we're going to swing this thing back out to the left a little bit. There we go. I've kind of figured out about the depth that they're sitting at. So I mean, not that this pond is deep, but we've kind of figured out the area there. I've got hits. So hey, Anthony with the 100. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you. Coming in hot with 2 of the 100s. That's awesome. Come on, fish. We've been here like 2 hours now, a little over 2 hours, and haven't got shit. I've got hit twice, but they were like short strikes. I don't know if I should switch over and try to catch a freaking bluegill or something. Get the skunk off, which I'm really tempted to do. I do have some little crappy man baits with me that I would love to try. I think I will once I get this back in. I'll throw out one of these little bluegill. Oh, there we go. I just got tapped. Come on, come back for it. It's like they're short striking at the tail. They're definitely short striking it. All right, I'm just gonna let it sit right there where it got hit at. See if he comes back for it. That's like the 3rd time I've got hit right in that same area. So I know the fish are out there looking at it. It's right between the weed lines. Kind of over this way a little bit. I'll turn the camera so that if he does hit it, you guys will be able to see the fight on film. Drop shot. Fishing a drop shot right now. Come on, fish. Yeah, smash that like and subscribe button, you guys. I'm trying to get up to 2,000 on the subscriber count. I haven't been live lately, so that's kind of hurt hurt the subscriber count. But all right. I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna wing this thing out there one more time. Hey Dustin, welcome in. How you doing, man? It's been a while. I'm gonna wing this thing out there one more time, and then if we don't get something hooked up this next cast, we're gonna switch and go for a crappie man panfish bait, basically. See if we can get like a bluegill or something to bite it. All right, so that's right about where I've been dropping that bait. Look at the fish. I don't see him. We'll see him in a little bit here. All right, come on. Come on, fishes. You little bastards. We haven't caught shit all day. All right, I just pulled through those weeds. So we're right on the edge of that weed line, which should be where the bass are cruising at. We'll see if we can get one here. All right, out of the weeds. Come on, bass. It's just been finicky today. Yeah, I mean, it is freaking 12:30 in the afternoon and bright blue skies, not a cloud overhead. Hopefully something will happen, though. Barrett. Hey, somebody sitting the little emojis off to the side. Akbas with the Ali Akbas with the channel subscription. Appreciate you. Like I said, guys, we're trying to get up to 2,000 on the subscriber count. We haven't been live lately. The home lake is currently closed, so we can't even go down there and fish. So we're kind of relegated to here for right now. But we'll see what happens. I don't know where Fernando went. I don't hear his baits hitting the water anymore. Come on, fishes. This is getting dumb. This is getting really dumb. I don't know if I should change this drop shot worm. This is strange. All right, we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch things up here a little bit. There's a little baby bass cruising right there. We're going to put on a little crappy man bait. Let's see what happens. Let's see which one I want to throw. We'll go with we'll go with this bright orange. Bright freaking, almost like methylate colored. It's a little tiny guy, but you never know what could happen. Let's see what it does. It's got a cool little action to it. So we're just going to pop this out here a few feet and see if a bluegill will hit it. Come on. Yeah, it's sometimes the changeup helps. I don't even see the bluegill. Usually there's bluegill like loaded all over these shorelines. So they might have even gone deeper. But I'm just flipping this out a few feet right now, see where they're at. See if I can get the bluegill to like chase it in or something. Because that'll tell me a lot too about what's going on. If the bluegill aren't even chasing little baits, then that means everything's probably going to be shut down. Yeah, see, there's not even a bluegill chasing this thing. Now, I did just see a little tiny baby bass over here a minute ago, but I don't know where he went. When I say tiny, I mean like fingerling. We'll see. We'll get something eventually. My battery's getting low, so. We're not going to be here too much longer. And before I leave here, I'm going to kind of walk around a little bit and collect other people's trash. I mean, there's trash cans here, and people still freaking leave trash all over the place. So I kind of like to, every time I come over here, I like to at least pick up a little bit of it. Let's get this thing out a little deeper. See what happens here. Who knows? We might catch a freaking monster bass on this. You never know. You never know. Something just whacked at it. I'm not sure what it was, but something just whacked at it. Come on, fishes. You little bitches. We'll see. Something will hit. Something will hit it. Yeah, I like to do the same thing. Anytime I go somewhere, I like to, try to pack out more than I packed in. It's always better to take more trash with you than you bring in. That big old weed mat that I got on the. There we go. Come on, fishies. You little bitches. Oh, there's Fernando way over in the corner. Okay. Wondered where he went. It's a cool little spot for a neighborhood pond. I do not see the bluegill, which is really weird. You know what I'm going to try? Yes. I haven't even thought about this before. I have some bread with me. And I think if I can, charity, nothing yet. I think I'm going to try to chum up some little bluegills here. I don't know where the heck they are. Usually they would be whacking that bread right against the water. Huh. Big old tilapia just hit bread over here. This is strange. Oh, there they are. Okay, I just seen them. Seen one piece just get taken down. They're just not out here. That's weird. I got a bunch of little pieces of bread floating out there. So we'll keep an eye on those and see if anything pops up and eats them. So far, nothing has. which is really strange. Usually the bluegill are like so thick over here on the shoreline that you throw one piece of bread. Oh, something just popped that one. You throw one piece of bread out here and 800 fish come after it. Oh, there they go. They're starting to find it. How's it going?
Yeah,
Pretty good. Nothing doing. I'm really shocked these bluegill aren't chasing after anything. Bring this in a little bit. Drop it right there. See what happens. So it seems like the bluegill are hanging out on the weed line. Oh, something's whacking at this. Something teeny tiny just hit this little freaking split tail. I'm almost wondering if a different color would work. I do have a few different colors of them with me. Oh, watch this. There's a whole herd of bluegill just showed up right over here. Whole herd. Okay, they came in for that bread. Something definitely whacked this because of the way it's on the hook now. We chum up one more little piece of bread and see if that draws them back in. Weird. I chartreuse and black. White is chartreuse and black. Well, yeah, I'm throwing that. It's a remelt Crappy Man right now that I'm throwing. Oh, there goes the bluegill starting to hit the. Yes, you guys will be able to see him right here in camera, right off the edge of the shore. Keep an eye out. They're starting to blast the bread that I'm throwing out. So they figured out that it's here. We can start a little feeding frenzy with them. The bass will come in and see what the hell's going on. You guys see him right there? I don't know if you can see him in camera or not. They're launching after this bread. Almost coming out of the water for it. A little bit of wind just rippled the surface. Oh, there they go. All right, now I'm going to throw this little thing back out, just a couple of feet past them, and see if they'll chase it. They're more concerned about the bread. All right, I do have another one that I want to really try over here. Let's see what it does. This orange is just too much. So I have this little guy. Let's see what that does. Little white. We will see what that one does. It might still be a little too big for these bluegill, but we'll see. We will see. We'll toss it right out here a little bit. Now that we got the bluegill stirred up, we'll see if this little white thing attracts them. One just went for it. All right, let's try that again. Let's get it out a little bit past them. Drag it back in. See what they do. They're not even looking at it. I think it actually scared them off. Okay. Oh, shit. Did you do the doom scroll? You can't do that, man. It's bad for your freaking mental health. So these bluegill are chasing it. They're just not committing to it. Might be a little big for them. I do have a smaller little deal here that I could pop on. It's almost like a tadpole. I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if I can find it. There it is. Little teeny tiny little guy. And pop this on and see what happens. The hook I'm using is way too big, but we'll see what happens with it. They might crush this little thing. Where'd they all go? I don't know where they all just went. Here, let's bring them back. Let's chum a little bit of bread. Oh, there they're coming back. Bread's hitting the water and they're coming back after it. So oh, you see that? There's a whole herd of them now. All right, so let's get this thing past them a little bit. We'll drag it right back into where they're hanging out right here and let it do its thing. They are not wanting anything other than the bread. I wonder if they're seeing this braid, because I am fishing 30-pound braid, so they're probably seeing the line. But there's probably 50 bluegill right in front of me right now. Go out just a little bit past, drag it back, and we'll drop it right there. Man, I can't believe they're not going after any of this. It's got to be a line. They're got to be seeing that line. It gets bad fast, man. The second you start doom scrolling, man, it gets bad. There's not enough eye bleach on the planet to doom scroll. All right, so they're not going after that. I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's the it's got to be the line. They're seeing the line. It's way too big. So what we're gonna try next. Let's see here. I've got this like purple-ish, grayish purple trick worm from Crappy Man. We'll drop shot that and see what happens. This is another one of this remelts with a bunch of flake in it. All right. Now all the bluegill are starting to show up. Oh, here's a big old tilapia right there. Let's see, is this thing sink or float? That'll float pretty well. Okay. All right, there we go. Hey, Todd, welcome in. Oh, I end up, when I doom scroll, I get I run into some weird shit. Some really weird shit. That's why I quit doom scrolling. I'm just going to work this drop shot slow. Right? The algorithm is freaking has mental problems. Some of the shit the algorithm thinks we want to see is just ridiculous. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me try to zoom in. There's a whole herd of bluegill swimming around right here. I don't get it. Like how do they get all those subs? I mean, you'll see some dude like there's one dude that'll have like 5,000 people watching him, and he's literally in his mom's basement. I was watching the thing for a minute just to basically like it was so weird that I had to stop scrolling. Dude's in his mom's basement pouring paint all over himself while he thinks he's a freaking DJ. And at one point, I watched him for a little bit. And at one point, his mom literally comes down the stairs and tells him, Charles, sweetie, your lunch is ready. It's time to come upstairs. Tell all your friends you have to go. This guy's like 30. I could not believe that there's so many people watching this dude. Literally, his mom came down the stairs and told him it was time to come up for lunch. Which was just hilarious. Two swipes, you went to the loony bin in the AER. That's hilarious. And then you get channels like me that are normal. I'm just out here hanging out, fishing, and the algorithm won't push it. The weird thing is, like, I know I haven't been live a lot lately, but not only has it not been pushing my content, oh, that was a hell of a cast, but it's not been pushing my content lately, and I haven't had a single super chat all month, which is, I mean, it's not like I expect it, but it's kind of odd. I'll tell you what, though, you guys came through huge with the thing I did for the Little League kids. You guys came through fucking massive. I tried so hard to get my buddy on camera when I was giving him the money, but he was like, dude, I do not want to be on camera. I refuse. Don't put me on camera. If you do, I'm going to deny it. And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. The people want to see. But I'm going to respect his decision and his privacy and all that. And right? They don't want us to see regular content. They want us to see all these fucking weirdos. And I don't know if you guys noticed, we're talking about this, I think last night on Cindy's channel. A lot of the smaller fishing and hunting and all that channels are like absolutely getting throttled lately. Holy shit, yeah, now coming in with the freaking 20. Appreciate you. $20 a Kiwi luck. I need some luck. Let's see. All right, next fish is dedicated to Yana. First fish will be dedicated to Yana. Because the first fish will be the next fish. I have got hit a couple of times on drop shot. Holy shit. The reel coming in hot with the Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. There are people that do prefer to drop a Cash App rather than a super chat. And I completely understand it and get why. A lot of people don't know that you can do that. Friday, I have to call the lake again tomorrow and verify. But I think Friday, we're going to go to the home lake, and I'm going to take my pops with me because I haven't taken pops fishing in quite a while. We're not taking the boat because obviously I need to do a freaking carburetor rebuild on it now. Again, I just had the carbs rebuilt. Like August, September? But the place I had it done admitted to me that they didn't know how to work on that motor after the fact. So now every time the boat runs perfectly fine when there's no load on the prop. But the minute you put the boat in the water and give it any throttle, it bogs down and dies. Oh, I believe me, and I know the exact feeling. Taking my dad out's like fishing with a toddler. Especially on the boat. I mean, the reason we got the boat was to get dad out. But it's like I had one issue with it, and then it just created a snowball effect. So the fucking rebuild kit for that thing is expensive too. I couldn't believe it. The rebuild kit for my dirt bike carburetor is like $20. The rebuild kit for the carburetors for the boat is like $50 each. And I have 4 of them. Oh, there's a big old bass cruising right here. Big old bass. I'm about to get a big old bass, guys, right here. He's right here. He's probably a good 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. He's just cruising the shoreline right there. Where'd he go? There he is. He's right over there. I'm going to switch colors on this worm. I'm going to switch to a color that I know they'll freaking bite here. We're about to get a fish on. We're about to get a fish on. Let's go here. We'll go with Aaron's Magic. He's like 6 feet out in front of me. So if I can get this out there quick enough, we're going to get a bass right now. He's just cruising. He was just cruising right here. Come on, where'd you go, bud? Where'd he go? He's right out here. I don't see him anymore. He just went cruising by. He looked at the one worm for a quick second and then turned around from it. I might actually need to stand up so I can see him. Man, I'd love to be able to get the strike right on camera. He was just literally like right here. He can't be too far away. Come on. I don't see where he went. When he was in like 1.5 feet of water. There he is. He's right there. He's not interested in the drop shot. I'm almost wondering if I take the weight off. Come on. Hey, Little John. Welcome in. He's looked at both drop shot worms, but he hasn't done anything about them. I wonder if a little fluke. I do have a small little fluke. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Okay, he's cruising back and forth right out here. So I'm going to put this over there. See if I'll freaking snatch it. He's right in like where that shade line starts on the camera. Like you see the shade, then the clear, then the shade. He's right out in that little second shaded area. I'll actually stand up for a second so I can see if I can see him any better. Oh, there was something big just hit out deeper. Okay, don't see where he went. I was over here chasing the tilapia. There's a tilapia bed right next to me. Couple tilapia beds, actually. There's some big tilapia on those beds, too. All right. Let's get this thing. We're going to stop playing around right here until I see this bass cruising back by. And we're going to actually get out a little farther. I just saw a nice freaking something blow up on the surface out there. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna in a second here. I don't really have much stuff with me, but I might even try Redacted's favorite bait here and throw on a dice. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm cast pretty much straight out in front of me now. I do have a little crankbait I can throw on, which might not be a bad idea. I have caught some nice bass on crankbaits here. I also have a couple little spinners. I've done really well on drop shot here. Yeah, I think I might. I do have a little tiny paddle tail fluke. I think right now they're really keyed in on the tilapia. The tilapia are on beds. But I think what I'm going to try, I'm getting rid of the drop shot. Hey, bro, welcome in. I'm going to get rid of the drop shot, and we're going to go completely different here. And I'm going to tie on this little spinner. Let's see. I have a white and chartreuse. I have a rainbow trout looking one, and I have pure white. I think I'll go with this. I think I'll go with that real quick. Let's see what happens with that one. Now this is just like some piece of junk spinner that I bought at Walmart. How you doing? Right? Wait, did you say it's your birthday? Happy birthday. All right. We're going to wing this thing out there, guys. And we're going to kind of do it at an angle down the bank line right there. Not very far out. Let's see what happens. Nothing. So let me get this winged way out there. Cover some water with it. Come on. Come on. Come on, bass. You gotta want to eat this thing. You got flash, you got sound, you got a paddle tail on the back. Come on. See, these people are weird, man. You doom scroll and you find the weirdest shit ever. Come on, fish. It's pathetic. You're right. It's fucking sad. The sad part is people watch that shit. Oh, the bluegill are just following this thing like crazy. All right. I'm trying to keep this thing kind of high up in the water out of the weeds. Come on. These blades don't really fit this chatter or this spinner. What's wrong with them? Something's weird about them. It's almost like they're too big. I do have a whole thing of blades, so I can scale down and put Colorado blades on here. Hey, small bass, welcome in. A lot of it's targeting kids, which really pisses me off. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's see if we can get him on the spinner. All the bluegill are checking out the spinner. So that bass just went right to left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this spinner down the bank line and see if I can get him to hit it down the bank line. These blades aren't doing what they're supposed to do on this thing. All right, time to switch this one out because this one's not working. These blades, I don't know if you guys can see it. The blades are hanging up on the hook. So I'm going to switch to this other one I got, this white one. We'll see if that white one wants to be the one that gets bass. This one I already changed out one of the blades for a Colorado blade, so it seems to work a lot better. So that other spinner that I got to change the factory installed blades because they don't seem to be the proper blades for that specific bait. Australia made a law. Yeah, we need to. Well, that's a lot of the reason that people's channels are getting banned lately is because like they're showing kids on their channel. Perfect example, Jamie. What's his face? Got his channel taken down because he was out fishing with his son, and his son was on the camera and he wasn't. But it was obvious he was, he was there. But they still freaking took his channel down for it, which is fucking stupid. And then like you scroll around YouTube and you see all these kids that are doing live streams and all that. Okay, you guys probably can't see it in camera, but that rod tip is bouncing with the chatter of this spinner. All right, come on. I'm in the weeds. All right, that one works a lot better. And it's got smaller blades and a bigger tower too. So that tells me I need to take that one that I have, that white and chartreuse, and redo those blades. I just threw this about 5 feet out, about 30 feet down the bank line. So I'm fishing parallel to the bank. See if that big dog comes and chases it. He did not. So I'll cast the hell out of it and roll it back through the whole pond. I cannot believe I haven't caught anything today. It's very rare to come over here and not catch a fish, especially on like the spinner baits. I caught a lump of grass. Oh, that was nice. I was able to shake it off. Come on, fishes. Maybe I slow it down a little bit. Spotify's, oh yeah. Well, look at Napster. Remember that one? Freaking Lars Ulrich was responsible for getting Napster shut down. Got grass. Got a bunch of grass. I don't know where that bass went. But if I see him again, I'm going to absolutely catch him. All right. Go for another freaking long cast after. My battery's going to die pretty soon, you guys. Oh, that was freaking 3/4 of the way across the pond. That'll cover a lot of water in that cast. Back into the grass. Come on. Stupid fish. All right. Come on, fishes. I don't know where this bass went. He was cruising. I don't see him. In the weeds again, so I'll give this big rip. Let's see if that got him off. Perfect. All right. Cast a different angle. Oh, that was not the angle I was hoping for, but I may be fishing this a little too quick. Up, I'm in the weeds. I'm hardcore in the weeds. Oh, maybe not. All right, I'm going to stand up and cast this one. Come on. I don't know where that bass went.
You love?
Nope,
Come on.
nothing. Not even that. I know Fernando got one earlier, but I haven't got anything. Right? All right, guys. I'm going to wing this way down as far as I can that way. Cover a bunch of water here.
There's a big motherfucker right here.
Those are all the tilapia right there. Yeah. They're on their nest. They're right in the middle of spawning right now. Come on, where the hell are these goddamn fish? There's enough wind on the surface that the spinner should be just crushing them, but it's not. All right. Cast this way. Huh. I cast at like 2 o'clock and the wind freaking blew it like 30 feet to the left. All right, guys, this is getting stupid. I'm in the weeds. Nothing even following it. All right, here we go. Hardcore, straight out cast as far as we can into the deeper part of the pond, which is only like 10 feet deep. Come on. I do not understand what the hell's going on here. There we go. Fish on, guys. Fish on. All right. Fish on the spinner. Fish on the spinner bait. There he is. Oh, he's a decent bass for a pond, too. Look at that. He's a good pound and a half, maybe 2. He's definitely heavy. How's that, guys? Finally. All right. Take a look at him. How's that? Nice little bass. Let's send him back. Go tell your friends, buddy. All right. Heck yeah. Let's do that again. Hell yeah. How was that? Finally got a goddamn fish. We do not keep bass out of this pond. All right. He absolutely hammered it too. I couldn't see the camera while I was catching him. Did it show up decent on camera? You missed it? It was just like, if you scroll back like 2 minutes. All right, anybody that saw it, how did it show up on camera? Showed up good? Okay, sweet. So I'm going to probably end up clipping that out and making a short. So let's do that again. He was a decent fish for a pond too. Heck yeah. I have my little tiny tripod with me, my little pocket size one. So once I stand up, I can't see the tripod or the camera. Okay, I'm in the weeds again. I can feel it. Yep. All right. He actually bent my spinner a little bit, but that's all good. I'll just bend it back a little bit and we'll be golden. All right. That was a decent little fish. Let's see if we can get his big brother. He chased it up. I was up high in the water column too, so. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that fish was for you, brother. Yeah, no, I dropped a big old fat 20 super chat and we dedicated the first fish of the stream to him. We're going to dedicate the next one to Rio for the Cash App. All right, come on, stupid weeds. Hopefully my phone doesn't die before we get another fish. Because I'm down to like 10%, 12% battery here. What time is it? It's 1:30. I got to take off here in a minute anyway, so. I got to go clean up the kitchen before Mrs. SoCal gets home. She gets off work in about 20 minutes. Come on. One more bass. One more. That's all I ask is one more. Usually with the spinner, I can't speak for everywhere, but here with the spinner, you don't even really feel the hit. You just all of a sudden there's a bunch of weight. This guy absolutely smashed it. Like you felt He tried to rip the rod out of my hand. I don't even think I have a chatterbait with me. All right. We're going to give it, I'm going to fire up a smoke, and then once that's burned out, we're going to call it. Because I have batteries low, and I have a bunch of shit I got to do at the house before the wife gets home. And she's bringing me Mexican food, so that makes it even more worth wanting to get home. It's funny because like taco shops are a norm out here in San Diego. Hey, Tony. How's the catch? I got one just about 4 minutes ago. But yeah, what I was saying, guys, those taco shops are like an absolute freaking staple of life here in San Diego. Unfortunately, we don't have any close to us. We're so far out in the middle of nowhere that the closest taco shop to me is a 45-minute drive. Now, if you get into town, you know, like into San Diego or, you know, all the suburbs, or what the fuck happened there? Around town, then, you know, taco shops are fucking everywhere. But being that we live so far out in the middle of nowhere, they're nowhere to be found out here. Got a little backlash on the spinning reel. That was odd. All right. We got a few more minutes and we're going to call it. Hey, Ed, welcome in. So, yeah, the fact that Mrs. SoCal is bringing me taco shop it's kind of like a treat. I can't even get a pizza delivered in my neighborhood. Hell, Amazon almost doesn't deliver out here. We get Amazon deliveries 1 day a week. Doesn't matter if you have Prime or not. Okay, that last fish that I caught, I had my rod tip way high. Let's see if that makes a difference here. He was a decent bass, though, for being in a small pond that's not controlled. They need to control the fish population here. I mean, I get it. They really only put fish in here for environmental issues. Everything was stocked with a purpose. But, oh, there's something feeding right there on the surface. I'm going to run this spinner right through that little... Watch, we're going to get hooked up here, I think, you guys. Maybe not. We already went through that ball. There's something chasing baits onto the surface. It's still chasing baits up onto the surface. Maybe I forget exactly everything I was just talking about. There's something chasing baits on the surface right here. I'm going to try to keep this thing way up in the water column. Okay, whatever it was stopped. But there was like a bait ball up at the surface over here for a second. Let me give it a cast into the wind. want at least one fish, one more fish. I already got one, but I want one more. I just don't think I'm going to get one on the time I have left. Getting attacked by ants over here. Man, that was a cast. That's probably a good 300, 320, 330 foot cast. Oh, here's that bass. They ripped this freaking spinner in. He's sitting here, right here, looking right at me. Okay, spinner's coming up right behind him. I just hit him with it. He's right here. He just bumped it. God, I'm getting annihilated by ants. All right, I'm almost wondering if it's time to throw on a crankbait. Get him on a crankbait. Work this spinner like a jig, maybe. All right, come on. Oh, you out of here, Yana? Right on, man. Have a good one. Good to see you here. Appreciate you being here. All right. So we're going to go. We got about 10 more minutes. So we're going to throw on my little crankbait here. Let's see if we can crankbait up a bass. What the hell? Okay. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right, guys. I'm tying on a crankbait. Little tiny square bill. Hoping this will do the trick. It should. I think it will. I think it might. This is what we're throwing next. And we're not going to cast it that far out. We're just going to see if we can get this bass that's cruising right here by the shore to hit it. There's just so much weeds out here that it's hard to not get into them. Come on. Can we get them on a crankbait? Oh, nope. We got a giant weed. He is definitely cruising, though. So that's good to know. So many freaking weeds in this pond. One more cast and we're out of here. I do have a bunch of stuff I got to go do at home. So get that thing out there pretty good. And we're just going to slow roll it and hope it doesn't hit bottom. I know you're supposed to drag a crankbait through the bottom, but there's nothing but weeds on the bottom here. So all you end up doing is fouling up. And I'm in the weeds. Look at that. Nothing but a salad. Somebody needs to invent a weedless crankbait. I don't know how you would do that, though. You have to have like crazy ass razor blades or something on the front to cut through the weeds. One more. Last cast. Last cast, guys. Into the weeds. Yeah, look at that. It's not even really worth trying to crankbait. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a day here. I need to get all my stuff packed up, get the heck out of here, go home. And Miss SoCal gets off work in 9 minutes. So, you're right. I always say last cast for the next 10-20 minutes. That's how it always works. But no, that is last cast. Because I do have to get going. I do have stuff I have to do before she gets home from work. I don't want to be that guy, you know. She gets home and all the stuff that I said I was going to do is not done. Plus, she's bringing me Mexican food, so I want to be there for that. So, all right, I got mine. We might as well, while we're still sitting right here, let's throw some bluegill bait food out there and watch. They're going to just start blowing up on this stuff in a minute. Once they figure out it's there, they'll just start blowing up all over it. There they go. They found it. The water is going to start boiling right here in front of the camera in a minute. Even the bass will eat the bread here, which is kind of odd. I've caught bass on bread balls here before. All right. That water is going to start boiling here in a few minutes. All right, guys. Pretty much everything's packed up over here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. And I got to go home and charge my phone. I got to do some stuff for Mrs. SoCal at the house. And then we may be back out this evening. We'll see. I may try to come out and get a cat tonight. So, guys, appreciate you being here. Huge special shout out to our good buddy Iana in Rio, Texas. Appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys on the next one.